Ebubagụ na-eche agụ, onye zunagụ n'ụzọ General Green. Ebubagụ na-eche agụ, onye zunagụ n'ụzọ General Green. Ọkwa Ebubagụ na-eche agụ. Ebubagụ na-eche agụ, na-eche agụ, na-eche agụ. Ebubagụ na-eche agụ, n'ihi ya na-eme agụ. Ebubagụ na-eche agụ, onye zunagụ n'ụzọ General Green. Ebubagụ na-eche agụ, na-eche agụ, na-eche agụ. Eze Ebube. Obia, good morning, family and friends, and welcome to the Woke Nation. How are you doing? I hope you're doing great, having fun, enjoying your life. Also, welcome to this new day. It's a new day, and you are new every day. You are new every minute. And as usual, I'm encouraging you to join us as we seek and spread the knowledge of factual truth. Is very important because we need to live better individually and also collectively. As a people, we need that. Without knowledge, we cannot live better. We need to know better. So I want to share with us what I titled, Who is the Judge? Who is the Judge? Yeah. If you have been like me that have spent your time in religion, especially from childhood, we hear that do not judge. Leave judgment to God. God is the judge. God is the one that will judge. But they are all lies because no one has seen that God. And because no one has seen that God cannot judge anything. If no one has seen God, it also means no one have heard from God. No one. No one. Okay. So when you hear something like, who made you the judge? That's what religious people always say. Although they judge you before they say that. They say, who made you the judge? That is wrong question. You're not supposed to ask that. Saying who made somebody the judge. So long you have your brain. Nature has made you to judge. Nature made all of us the judge. You can judge, I can judge. That is the function of brain. If you don't have brain, you cannot judge. Everyone that have brain have the ability to judge. Telling somebody that have brain don't judge means you're telling the person don't use your brain. And that's why when you enter any religious setting, you must abandon your brain. He said, do not lean on your own understanding. In other words, do not think for yourself. Just swallow the garbage. We are feeding people here. And you see many people there. So nature, the brain, made me the judge. I can judge what you say. I can judge what you do. So those things make me the judge. What you say, what you do, make me the judge. If I can see you, I can judge you. If I can hear you, I can judge you. So anyone that tell you don't judge, no, all of us judge, whether you know it or not. All of us, we judge people every day. We condemn people every day. You condemn people if they do something that is not good, what you don't like. You condemn them. That's what it means. So listening to those religious bullshit telling you, do not judge. If you judge, you'll be judged. If you condemn, you'll be condemned. Of course, if I condemn somebody that did wrong, if I do wrong, I will also be condemned. I will not say, okay, let me not condemn, let me not judge, because when I do my own, nobody will judge me, nobody will condemn me. That's what keep fueling this injustice in the land, evil. That's why I keep saying that forgiveness is injustice. Forgiveness is evil. When you say, oh, I forgive, no, you are encouraging injustice, you are encouraging evil act. But when you practice fairness, you see that person will think twice before they commit again, because they know, man, you're gonna face it. That person, you think when you offend, they will forgive you. The person now don't want to forgive you anymore, so you will no longer try to offend them. So if you don't want to be judged, it's simple. If you don't want to be judged by others, it's simple. Then don't do anything, don't say anything. If you don't want anyone to judge you, if you don't want anyone to condemn you, don't say anything, don't do anything. I wonder when I see some people that claim to be educated and be leaders, they're worried about how people are judging them and condemning them. Of course, whether you are good or evil, you must have followers. Everyone, no matter who you are, no matter what you're saying, even if you're saying what I don't like, there are people that will like what you're saying. They will follow you. So birds of a feather flock together. You don't have only one bird. There are different types of birds. Okay. So who is the judge is the question. So I want to ask you this. Who is the judge, God or man? Who is the judge? Who determines what happens? When something wrong happens or when something right happens? Who make the decision? Who comes up and say, this is what should happen? Some of you will jump in God. Every believer will say God. Every taste will say God. Everyone that have belief system will say supreme being, or there is God that is judging all things. We all judge, maybe not perfectly, but God judge perfectly. We may be wrong in our judgment. If we do thorough investigation, thorough consideration, we will not judge wrongly. That's why when something happens, you have to get everyone involved and hear from them all so that we make good judgment. That's how it's supposed to be. Get informed. Okay, I look at dictionary, the definition of judge. He said, dictionary, and the people wrote it, they put stuff, but you know what? We learn from them also. He said, judge is to form an opinion or estimation of after careful consideration. Not just wake up and say, this is my opinion for this. No. After careful consideration. That is very important. If you don't consider all the facts and you come up with your declaration saying, this is the truth. No, you are not. You are not saying the truth. And you see that a force of nature will force you to recant because you did not do thorough investigation, thorough consideration. You did not do that. Just like the Attorney General William Barr, when the Mueller report came out, he said he did not go under to check everything. He just followed the first report that the sitting government president cannot be indicted, so he's free. No. You're supposed to go through and find out, okay, no, this committed this. And then you can say, but this, that. But you say, no, I just had it. Me, myself and the other person, we just decided, but we did not go through the report. We just believe, the conclusion of the report. No, you have to go through because some people may be sidelined or bribed to come up with that conclusion, but you're supposed to go through it and come up with. That's why I keep telling everybody, when it comes to issues of life, don't depend on anyone. Don't tell me this person is your authority. If this person said this is true, it must be true. No. That person is just like you. Just like you have your leaders, your preachers. They are as ignorant as you, so long they are quoting from a book written many years ago, using it as the word of God, as the source for truth or source for morality. They are as ignorant as you. So you're supposed to be different. Think for yourself. I say also, like in the law, to hear and decide in a court of law, to pass sentence or condemn, to act as one appointed to decide the winners of, to determine or declare after consideration or deliberation, to have as an opinion or assumption or suppose. You see all those things. So when you say you are not judging, this person like me, you say I'm judging people. But you also judge me before you say that. You supposed, that was your opinion. Your opinion is also judgment. So you are judging. Okay, everyone judge. I've been saying that. Also, like if you follow Bible will tell you to judge is to what? Govern, rule. Used as an ancient Israelite leader, judge, like Deborah was the judge, Jephthah was the judge. This person judge Israel, this person judge other. That's where they get it from the Bible. So judge is one who judges, especially one who makes estimates as to what? Quality or fitness. So in all this, it just means that is to consider things, give thorough consideration, deliberation, investigation to find out the truth. You don't just believe, because somebody said that. You have to do your own research, do your own investigation. The reason why I think many people using the term in research, because people are scared when you say investigate, question. That's what it means to research. You doubt it, you question it, you investigate it, do your own research and find out the truth. You have your own brain. Don't just believe it because Pope say that. Don't just believe it because a book say that. Don't just believe it because your pastor, your GO, your bishop, or your whatever say that. No, you have to do your own investigation. But remember my question after this topic: is it God or man that is the judge? And as usual, I have the knowledge of the Bible. I will use it to show you that man is the judge, not God. No God can judge anyone. No God can judge me. I am above God, because man like me created God. So what man like me created can never be above me. I know God. I don't believe in God. I know God. I know that God is imaginary. I know that God is speechless. I know that God is inactive, that's impotent. And I know that God is man-made. I know that. I know that God cannot do anything. God cannot show up here. I know that. I don't believe that. I know that very well. And I know that I am the real God. The God that people worship, that reside in heaven or in their heart or in their book, is dead. It does not exist and is useless in reality. I am not useless in reality. That's why I can make this video. Somebody that is useful can do something. I can make this, I can speak because I'm useful. Somebody is being inspired by what I am saying, and somebody has been upset by what I'm saying. That means I am useful. I am not dead. But God cannot speak. God cannot show up. Any God that show up here to speak, I kill that God. I'm the only one that permits any God to speak. And the God I permit, or goddess I permit to speak, are people like me. Men and women, human beings. So let me use the knowledge of the Bible to show you something, because I didn't waste my time and my money to buy those Christian books, though, studying them, buying all those Bibles, studying them. I went to Bible school, that's 1 month Bible school, a Bible course, and I went for theological school, which was like 2 years, right? So I came out as a graduate. So I am a graduate when it comes to Bible. I am not a dropout, okay? I'm not undergraduate. I'm graduate. And I devoured the books. I educated myself also in them. So let me start with Exodus chapter 18. Who is the judge? You will see how they put it there. Of course, everything about Abrahamic religion was stolen from Africa. And they put it in the Bible, so I can use the Bible to show you that. Exodus chapter 18. Exodus chapter 18 from verse 13. I want you to, as I read it, you can judge who is the judge, man or God. And now it's talking about Moses. Say, and so it was on the next day that Moses sat to judge the people. Moses sat to judge the people, not God. Moses sat to judge the people. And the people stood before Moses from morning until evening, like casting votes or something like that. So when Moses' father-in-law, an Ethiopian, I remember this is story they put. And since you believe this story is true, I want to use it to show you that God is not the judge. God cannot judge me. God cannot judge you. God cannot judge. And there's no such thing as judgment day of God. The day God will judge everyone. It's a lie they put. But I will still show you some of the Bible saying all that bullshit. He said, Moses' father-in-law saw all that he did for the people. The man saw. He saw. Then he said, you judge what you see. You judge what you hear. So this man now saw. Then the man judged. He said, what is this thing you are doing for the people? Why do you alone sit and all the people stand before you from morning until night? The same thing that is still going on in the church. You sit, some people sit, one pastor, one man of God will be talking to them, putting all those rubbish in their head from morning till night. And they say he's anointed, God chose him. And Moses said to his father-in-law, because the people the people come to me to inquire of God. The people came to him to inquire of God. The same thing you are still doing in your religion. You go into those you think they are anointed. God chose them. God called them. You are going to them to inquire of God, who's supposed to be your God. Okay, when they have a difficulty, they come to me and I judge. Moses said, when the people have difficulty, they come to me and I judge between one and another. And I make known the statutes of God and his laws. I don't just only judge them, but I choose the law of God to say, you see what the law of God says. So if the law of God say that the guilty is not guilty, and the not guilty is guilty, okay, you go with that. That's the bullshit people are doing. I shared that post about somebody, saying that I think let me remember that post. The post I shared about like God ordering for the killing of somebody, about the slaves. I remember the slave. Like when the woman, the picture, if you look at the woman went to the man and say, like her husband, he said, the slave master want to rape me. Why can't you go and do something? And, the man said to her, the Bible, the word of God said, slaves, obey your masters. So there's nothing I can do. And do you know, somebody commented on that post in one place and said that, they have to follow the word of God. And that person was serious. That person was serious. He's telling me the word of God, because word of God condone rape, I should let it go. No. It is people that are raping you that wrote that. Slaves, obey your masters, your earthly masters in all things, both the ones that are harsh and that one that are good. No, it is people that are doing those things that made those laws. People that stole your land, said you should not covet another man's land. People that rape your mother, rape your sister, rape even your father. That one that say you should not rape. People that say you should not be homosexual, that the one that are homosexual. Understand that. If you don't understand that, you will keep believing the bullshit they wrote and thinking that it is for morality. There's no morality. There's no morality in all these things. You don't need morality in the first place. What you need is humanity. Live human. Live like human being. What is morality? Morality is like sin. What religion made up? They made up those things. What is moral in Islam is not moral in Christianity. So, but humanity is dissenting everywhere, no matter where you are, regardless your color or your location. So, but when you're talking about morality, what is moral to women is not moral to men. But when it comes to humanity, it's for everyone. Okay, so trash morality and live humanity or humanly or human. So Moses' father-in-law said to him, he saw, he questioned, then Moses responded, then the man replied, the thing that you do is not good. It was not even God that said that, a man that said that. And God was somewhere drunk, or as usual, he's naked there watching porn and laughing at the plight of the innocent. And the man said, the thing that you do, an African man said that, the thing that you do is not good. Although you are teaching the statutes of God and the laws of God, the thing you are doing is not good. Both you and these people who are with you will surely wear yourselves out. You see, when you lack common sense, you will wear yourself out, whatever you are doing. That's why you get exhausted after your worship. You say the Lord is your strength, but you get, if you see your pastor, how he gets exhausted after each service, you will know there's no God that is his strength. I used to be pastor now, so I know. You say, for this thing is too much for you. Common sense will tell you that something is too much for you. You don't need any Holy Spirit. You don't need any God to tell you that. You are not able to perform it by yourself. You are not able to perform it by yourself. Listen now to my voice. Not listen to the voice of God. Listen now to my voice. Can you hear my voice? Not listening to the voice of one God you have not seen. Listen to me, you can see me. Listen to the voice of people you can see. Stop listening to the voice in your head. Stop listening to the voice you just hear. You have not seen the person. You say the voice say to me. That's how religion started. Voice they hear in their head. It's called hallucination. It's called delusion. And when you believe them, it's called illusion. Wrong belief, false belief, but you say it's real to you, but not to us. So if it's not real to all, it's not real at all. It is just your experience, and your experience is hearsay. We don't need it. We need the written. Listen now to my voice. I will give you counsel. They put comma, they must add God there. No, let us not give this man the glory. He said, and God will be with you. Nonsense. If God was with Moses, this man wouldn't be talking to Moses, telling Moses what to do. What was God doing? If God was with Moses, if Moses was the servant of God, God was watching him and these people standing from morning till night. God did not provide any solution. God did not counsel him. An African man just looked and said, man, this thing you are doing is bullshit. We have been doing this before you were born. We have been doing this before your religion. Okay, remember, before Judaism, Christianity, Islam, Africans have been doing everything about God. Okay, so the Judaism, Christianity, Islam are fake. They are imitation. So that's why this man is talking to him. And God be with you. Stand before God for the people so that you may bring the difficulties to God. Which God? You know, if you understand how they write the Bible, you will know that they are lying. It's easy for you to find out they are lying if you can just read the Bible with your common sense. Now, hear what he said in verse 21. He said, moreover, you shall select from all the people able men. It is not God speaking, man like you and I speaking according to the story. Moreover, you shall select from all the people able men, such as what? They put there, as fear God, men of truth, hating covetousness, and place such over them to be rulers of thousands and all that can echo there. So can you see who is the judge? Who made somebody the judge? Who made Jethro the judge over Moses? What Moses and the people were doing, he saw it. He became judge and said, what you are doing is not good. Listen to my voice. Let me give you counsel. Do this. Select some people you can trust, and let them judge, so that you will not kill yourself. Well, this is too much for you. That's what I've been trying to show us, my people, that man always lead God. Man always lead God. Every religion copied from Africa. Even Moses, if you read Acts chapter 7 verse 22, what made Moses great? The wisdom of the Egyptians made Moses great. The wisdom of the Egyptians, not the wisdom of God, not the wisdom of Solomon, the wisdom of the Egyptians. The mother of every religion, the mother of every spirituality, the mother of every science, the mother of every good and perfect thing you are using in this world today. Africans. Man always lead God. An Ethiopian taught the man of God, Moses, better way for success. Man, common sense. You need common sense. You don't need God. You need common sense. You don't need the Holy Spirit. You need common sense. You don't need Jesus. You need common sense. You don't need the society. You need common sense. You don't need religion. You need common sense. If you lack that if you don't embrace common sense, you will be among the crowd, desperate and gullible. Anything that tell you this work, you follow. You won't judge for yourself. You say God will judge. Which God are you talking about? Which God are you talking about? There are many gods. I made that post. I said, which God is the real one that we can see and communicate with face to face? Which one is true? Show me which God is true. And I listed some gods I copied from Google. or dictionary? Dictionary. I put it there. Which one? Is it the European God? Is it the Asian God? Is it the African God? Which God is real that we can see and communicate? Because God, a great leader of God, supposed to be there present, talking with you face to face, not you imagining things. When you imagining things, believing there is God is called blind faith, and blind faith does not make you intelligent. It simply means that you are still stupid, despite your age and exposure. And when you go to their Bible, they tell you what their God will judge. God will judge this. God will judge. So let me say, what will God judge? Let us go through the Bible and see certain things they say God will judge. And you also will judge and tell me who is actually judging those things. The first one I want to talk about is sexual conduct. Hebrew chapter 13. You know that place. When you know here Hebrew 13, when it comes to marriage, Christians don't play with with Hebrews 13. Hebrew 13 verse 4. He said, marriage is honorable among all, and the bed undefiled. But fornicators, oh man, deeper lives, they like this portion very well. Fornicators and adulterers, God will judge. So God will judge sexual conduct. That's what they say. But it's not true. God does not judge any sexual conduct, because God loves watching porn. If you say God will judge sexual conduct, like fornication as you call it, there's no such thing as fornication, and there's no such thing as adultery. They are the one making up all that bullshit. Okay, it's either the person agree you have sex, or you rape the person by force, which is wrong. But if the person agree, it's good. Whether the person married or not. Yeah, let me say it again. Whether the person married or not, if that person agree and both of you as adults have sex, there's nothing wrong with it. Oh, you're saying because it's somebody buy her or buy him, but want to starve him or her with sex, then you don't want that person to have sex. You are wicked to say that. If you don't give your wife sex, she's supposed to have it somewhere else. If you don't give her food, won't she eat? If you don't give your husband sex, she's free to get it from somewhere else. Quote me. Your God cannot judge me, though, so that's why I can say that. If I see your God, I beat you. God will judge you. Somebody have sex with agreement, not rape. Your God condone rape, but it's against fornication. It's against adultery. They say fornication is between people that are not married. Adultery is between married people. That's bullshit. If I don't give my wife sex, she's supposed to get it from somewhere else. And if my wife don't give me sex, I'm supposed to get it from somewhere else. The same thing, if my wife need money or I need money, and I cannot provide it, or my wife cannot provide it, we're gonna find it somewhere else. Don't you see married women going to somebody asking for help? Don't you see married men going to somebody asking for help? But when it comes to sex, because religion vilifies sex, they know that sex is more powerful than believing God. Sex is more powerful than anointing. And sex brings down all the anointed men to show you that they are hypocrites. You cannot cheat nature. You see the Reverend Fathers that swear the oath of celibacy or whatever. You see them fucking their matras. You see them jacking off. You see them fucking the sisters. You see them fucking the nuns. You see this one. I will still share it. Though I've been sharing it. See this archie what? Nachi amunaka. Name. You see Malawi. He said the assistant priest impregnate 30 nuns. 30 nuns, 30 women. All of them. They say they don't want to do anything with sex. They are serving the Lord. The priest, because unless that man has been castrated, but if that man has written, you see the blood flowing, that man gets erection. No matter what you say, no matter what you do, the sex is the anointing that breaks the yoke. It will break it. Sexual urge. Say God will judge the adulterers and fornicators. Say no, God will judge people. When you see when you see a married man with another person's wife, what do? You judge them. Are you not the one judging them? Who is judging? You remember one time they shared a video, a pastor in Ghana was flogging a girl because she got boyfriend or maybe something like that. They have sex or she got pregnant. I say, see, See this stupid man flogging. Anyway, it's the parents, because the parents are the one that brought their daughter there for her and give her that right to do that bullshit. No one can flog my daughter. Whether she got pregnant now, I will welcome it. It's not a bad thing. And you believe that God is one that gives children. But you say, I don't want unwanted pregnancy. Sex before marriage is evil. But your daughter get pregnant. You chase them out of your house because you don't want your church to say you are a knight, or you bring disgrace. Which disgrace? But you said God is the one that gives children. So if your daughter, whether underage or above age or at age, that pregnancy, you're supposed to take it as God's gift to you. Children are from God. That's what you believe. But when it comes to sexual conduct, that's another area you see some grown adults behaving like animals. Instead of you to consider, you just judge people, condemn them without consideration. Consider what happened before that married woman sleep with another man. What happened? Was she having sex with the man? And how if the man is not satisfying her sexually? You say, what do you mean? She's married to her, and so she married to him for him to stab him? Is that what you're saying? If you know you cannot satisfy your wife with pennies, look for some toys or use your hand. As a man, you have to satisfy your woman. How can you leave a woman dry? You leave a woman. That's why you don't know what goes on in their head thinking. Then tomorrow, a young person or another man can talk some sweet thing into her mouth. It's okay, let me see. Maybe you are better. And if that man is better, that's it. She will continue having it, no matter what you say. She will even be planning where they will be doing it better. Nonsense. The second thing they say in the Bible, that God will judge all secrets. Romans chapter 2. Romans chapter 2. Romans chapter 2 verse 6. Welcome to Bible study. He said that God who will render to each one according to his deeds. That's what he said. Okay, let me read it with according to that secret. Romans chapter 2 verse 6. He said, God will reward each of us for what we have done. He will reward, that's our deeds. Okay, our deeds, or like what we do. He said, God will reward everyone according to his deeds, their secrets. What you have done in secret, he said, God will judge. No, God is judging anything. If God judge, if God will judge, he said we judge secret. So why are they asking you to go and confess your sin? Go and confess your sin. Sometimes you go to Reverend Father, you say you confess your sin, or every day you are confessing your sin. Just live on. He said God will judge. So why is man judging? Why is people judging? Why? You're supposed to ask, why is it people that are judging instead of it being God judging? He said, God, who will judge or who will render to each one according to his deeds. Then in 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 25, I think that's the one that really provoked me to share this. 2:25. 1 Samuel 2:25. You know about the story of Samuel and the family of Eli. Then 25. Eli said to his children, according to Bible, he said, if one man sins against another, God will judge him. So God will judge our deeds. Like if I do wrong thing, they say that God is the one that will judge us. So why is people judging for wrong thing? You see the two boys that believers or people that believe in God, that they burn them alive because they stole phone, as I heard. They just burn them alive. But these people that they believe that God is the one that will judge us when we offend somebody else, when we do bad things, the secrets, our secrets, God will judge. If God will judge, then why are we judging those we think they did wrong thing? When you say somebody is a thief, you have judged that person. When you say somebody deserves to die, you have judged that person. But you also believe the bullshit they wrote in the Bible that God is the judge. You are a hypocrite. Also, God will judge. Like when you read Ezekiel chapter 34 verse 20, he said God will judge between the fat sheep and the lean sheep. So God will judge sheep. Sheep means worshippers. Those that worship God, those that believe in God, they are sheep. In Matthew chapter 25, they are known as sheep and goats. So the worshippers are sheep and the goat. And that's why I say I don't argue with animals. If you believe in God, if you worship God, I can't waste my time arguing with you. You're an animal. I am not. I am human. I worship no God. Human beings don't worship. You have to be converted into an animal for you to worship. So I don't worship. Also, when you read 2 Timothy chapter 4 verse 1, he said that God will judge the living and the dead. God will judge the living and the dead. It will never happen. If you say God will judge the living and the dead, give me the date. But do you know the reason why they tell you no one knows the date? Because they know it will never. It's a lie. It can never happen. There's no day God will judge the living and the dead. It's impossible. And but hear what they say God will judge the living and the dead. When they tell you that the dead will rise, so when the dead rise, are they not the living now? You're supposed to say God will judge the living. But he said God will judge the living and the dead. No, he said the dead will come back. He said, no, the dead are the sinners. The living are the saints. He didn't say that. He said, God will judge the living and the dead. And he said, the dead will rise from the dead, so from the grave. So they are no longer dead. They are living now. It is the living you can judge. You cannot judge the dead. They tell you God will do that because in the land of imaginary, all things are possible where God is. Also, when you read the Bible, it's talking about God judging the house of Israel. House of Israel never existed. The real Israel existed in 1948. But the Israel you are reading in the Bible is a fictional state. It never existed. The land of Israel you are reading in the Bible is land of Africa. Before they begin to make it real, let us begin to do it. And they actually begin to chase Africans away, killing them and taking their land. All right. So, like when you see Judge, like they said Deborah judged the house of Israel, people of Israel. A woman was judging them. It's all story in the book. It never happened. So don't we know what to do? Why? How can you tell me you need God? And no, we're supposed to know what to do. That's why we have our brain. Like let me read 2 Chronicles. 2 Chronicles chapter 20 verse 12. 2 Chronicles chapter 20 verse 12. Verse 12. He said, "O our God, will you not judge them? For we have no power against this great multitude that is coming against us." It's a lie. We have power. Africans are still praying this type of nonsense prayer. Oh God, we have no power of our own. You see all the thing against us. No, Africans, you must rise up against those great multitude that is coming against us. He said, "Nor do we know what to do." You see, people say they don't know what to do. How can you say you don't know what to do when you have your own brain? As a people, this was King. What is his name again? Praying this prayer. Somebody used to call me that name, Jehoshaphat. The man was calling me Jehoshaphat. I said, that's my inspiration of God. Oh. Jehoshaphat. No, my name is Shadrach. Then Jehoshaphat. So Jehoshaphat was making this prayer. He said, this great multitude coming against us. We don't know what to do. How can you say you don't know what to do? You don't know what to do when you are not prepared. You don't know what to do when you don't have weapon. And if you can read it, common sense will tell you the reason why he was uttering this prayer is because they say they don't have enough weapon. And the people coming against them are greater in number than them. And you're telling me you have seen some small people overcome great people. It doesn't mean. And when you read Deuteronomy chapter 7, it tells you that God drove away 7 nations that is greater than the Israel. He drove them away and gave you their land. But now they are praying. We don't know what to do. They are greater than us. Won't you judge them? Depending on God, when God cannot judge anyone. Say, but our eyes are upon you. Whom you have not seen, your eyes is upon. So don't we know what to do? In every case, in every issue, don't you know what to do? You're supposed to know what to do. That means you're supposed to judge. You're supposed to think and come up with solution. Come up with something, with counsel. Come up with something that will lead to success. That's what you're supposed to do. They tell you also in the Bible, like in Psalm chapter 135 verse 14, that God will judge his people. Does God judge his people? No. If you read like Job chapter 9, 23 and 24, he said that the God, when the innocent, when something happened, let kill the innocent people, God laughed at the plight of the innocent. He said, God blind the eyes of the judges and has given the power of the world to the wicked. He said, if it is not God, tell me who. That's there in the Bible. Job chapter 9, 23 and 24. So they tell you God will judge his people for where? Where is God judging his people? Nowhere. You see his people messing up everywhere, committing all the atrocities. And you say God will judge his people. Where? Where is God judging his people? God is not judging his people anywhere. You say, who are they to judge? They say, who are they? God is the one that will judge. And the main thing, they are lying to know God. They claim they know God. Oh, our eyes upon God. We know you don't know God. None of them know God. Nobody that worship God know God. They are worshiping God because they were converted or they were taught by someone else to do that. But no one has seen that God they worship at any time. Unless that God is your fellow human being, then you like, men worship women during sex. That's why they call it missionary. You go for missionary work. In missionary work, you are worshiping the woman. You see, that's what you are doing. So they keep lying that they know God. Why they don't know God? And they tell you that God will judge all flesh. Which God? Which God will judge all flesh? Where some flesh don't believe in the same God you believe. So your God cannot judge them. The God of Muslims cannot judge Christians, and the God of Christians cannot judge Muslims, because those God does not exist. So it is Christians and Muslims that are killing themselves everywhere. They are judging themselves and killing themselves and hating themselves. So the question I want to ask you in closing is this: should we judge or should we judge not? They tell you in the Bible, judge not, condemn not. But hear what Paul said. Remember, they wrote Paul to change some of the lies. They lied in the name of Jesus. So that's how they put the epistles of Paul, Peter, and all those epistles there, because they're already giving you the stories of Jesus. But in that stories, you find that is full of bullshit, But they use the epistles to try to solidify their lies. Hear what Paul said. Remember, Jesus said, you should not judge, right? Say, don't judge. But hear what Paul said in 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 15. 10, verse 15. I'm not the one saying that. Read it. It's in your book. Verse 15 of 1 Corinthians. Paul said, I speak as to wise men. Judge for yourselves what I say. I speak as to wise men. Judge for yourselves what I say. Are we to judge or not? As I said in the beginning, we judge what we hear, we judge what we see. If I see you do something, I have the right to judge. If I hear you say something, I have the right to judge. Keeping quiet is evil itself. You're supposed to judge. Speak up when you see what happened. Say something. When you keep quiet, you are not doing the right thing. You have to judge everything, and you have to judge everyone. I say so. So we must judge all things and all people. No more blind trust that cost our a great African ancestors. It cost us a lot. The reason why we are suffering today as a people, because our ancestors failed to judge those strangers. They treated strangers as themselves, as their family members. They did not judge them. They said, don't worry, we don't judge. Come, we love you all. We love you all. And they turned out to be evil people that came to steal, kill, and destroy. Here we are today. But no condition is permanent. You and I can rewrite that history. We can change that. We can put the last where they are and take our place again as the first. The first will not be the last, and the last will not be the first. It's against nature for it to be so. It is evil for Africans to be followers, and those that Africans help and give light become leaders. It is time Africans take their place, and that's why the world is in chaos. That's why there is no peace in the world, because the rightful people are not in their rightful position. Africans, you have to rise up and begin to judge. Begin to judge those you call your friends. Begin to judge those you call strangers. Stop entertaining them like angels. No, judge them, and judge them wisely. It is time you dare to judge as a person. Don't let anyone shut you up anymore. Use your brain and live better. You know why? Because you matter. You have your brain. You are not dead. You are conscious. You are not unconscious. If you are conscious, then activate your brain. Judge everything. Judge everyone. Don't just say, okay, I just accept it. No. Be wise and live better. Peace.